God says that right now, in this moment where your heart is searching, where your spirit is quietly reaching for clarity, something powerful is unfolding around you, something so delicate and divine that heaven itself is holding its breath. God says, "My child, I beg you to listen, not out of fear, but out of love, out of the unshakable truth that this message has arrived in your life at the perfect moment. Nothing in heaven is accidental. Nothing I send to you is random. I beg you, because what I am showing you here is not ordinary. This is not something to scroll past or postpone, because the very alignment of angels involved in sending this message is rare, sacred, and meant only for you." And in this divine stillness, Archangel Michael steps forward, whispering with a trembling urgency, "Even God Himself doesn't want you to skip this." All 7 archangels are holding their breath. We are watching over you intensely, for you are in a moment of spiritual transition that few souls ever reach. If you ignore this important alert will be erased forever. Open this now before it's too late, because heaven is trying to intercept something meant to harm your peace, your destiny, your path. And yet, even with this urgency, God wraps you with reassurance, with that warm, unbreakable comfort that only His presence can give. God says, "Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are under my protection in ways you do not yet see. You need only trust me, pray to me, and step forward with the faith that has carried you through storms you no longer even remember surviving." A wave of divine energy moves toward you gently, as if brushing away invisible dust from your spirit, calming you, grounding you, preparing you to receive the fullness of what heaven has arranged for your life. Because what is coming next is not ordinary. It is not small. It is not casual. It is deeply connected to your destiny, to the next season of your spiritual transformation, and to the truth heaven has been waiting for you to be ready to hear. God says, "Child, you have been carrying burdens quietly, silently, pretending at times that you are fine even when your heart trembles. You have walked through shadows that others never knew you were navigating. And yet, even in those moments, you kept my name on your lips, my hope in your heart, and my presence close to your soul. This is why I am sending this today, not as a warning of fear, but as a divine intervention of protection and clarity." Archangel Michael stands taller, his wings wrapped around the space of your life like an invisible shield. His voice is soft but sharp with purpose. You are not alone. You have never been alone. There were moments where darkness believed it could overshadow you, where stress tried to break your momentum, where confusion tried to blur your path. But each time, we lifted you back up, often without you even knowing it was us. And now we are here again, asking you to listen. God continues, "This world has tried to distract you, overwhelm you, or make you believe that your prayers were unheard. But I am here. I am with you. I am protecting you from what you do not see. And this message, this very moment, is a divine key. I beg you to receive it. Not because I am desperate, but because I love you with a love so vast, so infinite, that every angel in heaven rises when your name is spoken. And as God's words settle, something in your spirit shifts, like a door unlocking, like a weight lifting. Like a revelation waiting to unfold, Archangel Michael whispers again, even God himself doesn't want you to skip this. Every archangel is watching right now, holding their breath because something is aligning in your favor that must not be interrupted. In heaven, timing is everything. And the timing of this message is precise. You are entering a spiritual window where what you think, what you believe, what you accept, and what you open your heart to will shape the next chapter of your life. And this message is being delivered to ensure that you step forward with clarity instead of confusion, with strength instead of worry, with divine protection instead of human doubt, God says. You are walking into a season where the things that once caused you pain will no longer have power. The people who did not value you will no longer affect you. The situations that drained you will no longer hold you. I am shifting your life, gently but powerfully, so that everything meant for you flows toward you with ease, and everything not meant for you fades out naturally. And yet, before this shift becomes visible, God wants your awareness. Because your spirit must be awake, attentive, and prepared, Michael steps closer, almost as if placing his hand on your shoulder. There is something you must know. There is something heaven has seen that you have not. You were being spiritually targeted with discouragement. Someone wanted you to feel small. Something wanted you to feel unseen. But heaven saw it. Heaven intercepted it. Heaven blocked it. And God adds, "This is why I beg you to listen. Not because danger is coming, but because danger was already stopped. I want you to understand how deeply you are protected. Your name has been spoken in heaven repeatedly in the last few days. Angels have been dispatched around you. You may have felt it, sudden tiredness, strange dreams, emotional heaviness, moments of confusion that appeared out of nowhere. These were not coincidences. You were sensing the spiritual energy around you shifting, cleansing, preparing. God says, I permitted certain things to become uncomfortable so you would move. So you would pray, so you would step away from what was draining your spirit. I did not allow these things to break you. I allowed them to awaken you. Michael breathes deeply. All 7 archangels are focused on you right now. This does not happen often. We are watching a pivotal moment in your timeline. If you ignore this, the divine protection meant to guide your next step will fade because it requires your awareness. Not fear, not anxiety, not panic, just awareness. Just spiritual opening. Just acknowledgement of the message being delivered. God says, you are stepping into a restoration season. But restoration requires preparation. This message is part of your preparation. You may think you stumbled upon this by accident, but heaven guided you here. You are reading this because your soul called for answers. And I am giving them to you. Your prayers have been accumulating like seeds in the soil of heaven. They have not been ignored. They have not been forgotten. They have been waiting for the season to bloom. And now, God says, that season is approaching faster than you realize. I beg you to trust what I am doing. I beg you to trust that what feels delayed is actually being perfected. I beg you to trust that what left your life was necessary for your peace. His voice softens, you are not losing. You are being positioned. Michael adds, there is a breakthrough that has been circling your life, waiting for the moment your faith aligns with heaven's timing. That moment is now. That is why this message is urgent. Heaven is ready. But your heart must be ready too. You may not realize it, but spiritual shifts often appear first as emotional shifts, inner restlessness, sudden changes in relationships, unexpected endings or beginnings. These are signs that heaven is reorganizing your path. God says, you must release the fear that has been weighing on you. Fear has been whispering lies to you, lies about your future, your worth, your capabilities. But I created you with resilience. I created you with purpose. I created you with a destiny that cannot be taken from you. And this message is meant to remind you of that destiny. Michael smiles softly. You are not meant to struggle alone. You are not meant to question your value. You are not meant to live in confusion. Heaven is not silent. Heaven is speaking now through this moment, asking you not to ignore the guidance being handed to you. And truly, if you quiet yourself enough, you will feel the truth of it. You will feel the energy of this message connecting with your spirit. God continues, I am bringing answers to your life. I am bringing clarity. I am bringing divine favor. But I need you to be open. I need you to receive. I beg you to stop doubting your worthiness. You deserve blessings. You deserve breakthroughs. You deserve peace. And in that moment, the Divine Father, infinite in love, reaches toward you energetically, shielding you from the negativity that attempted to cling to you. Michael's wings shimmer with a golden light. Something has been trying to create delays in your life. Something tried to confuse you so you would miss divine timing. But heaven intervened. And this message is the confirmation of that intervention. If you read this with an open heart, the energy will shift around you. God whispers, your life is not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where I need you to be. Every tear you shed, every unanswered question, every moment you felt unseen, heaven saw it all. Heaven felt it all. And heaven is responding now. God says, you are chosen. You are protected. You are surrounded. And in the coming days, you will see signs, gentle, undeniable signs, that I am guiding you. I beg you to stay alert to them. Do not dismiss them. They are confirmations from heaven. You may see repeated numbers, unusual dreams, sudden opportunities, moments of unexpected peace, or conversations that feel divinely timed. Each one is part of the guidance. Michael leans forward again. Even God Himself doesn't want you to skip this. This moment is divine. This message is sacred. We are clearing the energy around you so that blessings can come quicker, smoother, easier. His urgency is not fear-based. It is protective. It is loving. It is the urgency of a guardian who sees more than you see and wants you safe. God says, you are walking into a brighter season. But I need you to trust me. I need you to let go of the worry you've been carrying. You do not have to know every detail of the future for me to fulfill my plan. You just have to trust my timing. And in that moment, something in your soul loosens, the grip of fear, the tension of uncertainty, the heaviness of waiting. Your spirit becomes lighter. The divine message enters deeper. God says, I am clearing your path. I am removing obstacles. I am restoring what was lost. I am replacing what was taken. I am elevating you. And nothing will go wrong with you because I am with you. Michael repeats gently, you are safe. And all 7 archangels step forward, forming a circle of divine light around your spirit. It is a rare moment, a powerful alignment, a sacred intervention, and it is happening because you are chosen, because you are loved, because you are meant to rise into a destiny that has been waiting for you. God says, pray to me. Trust me. Allow me to guide you. And with that, the message settles into your heart, becoming a living energy that will guide you, protect you, and transform your days ahead. You are safe. You are loved. You are protected. And heaven is with you now. God says He is speaking directly into the deepest part of your soul right now. And He wants you to understand something that heaven has been trying to tell you for so long. The air around you is shifting, and even if you cannot see it with your physical eyes, the spiritual atmosphere has changed because the moment you opened this message, something sacred activated. God says He has watched you walk through storms you never deserved, battles that were unfair, situations that broke you in places no one ever noticed, and yet you kept going. You kept walking. You kept believing. You kept holding on to Him even when everything inside you was tearing apart. God says heaven took notice, and today, at this very moment, something extraordinary is happening on your behalf. Archangel Michael stands near you, and his voice trembles, not with fear, but with a sacred urgency he cannot contain. He whispers, I beg you. Don't ignore this. God says these words were not spoken lightly. Michael does not beg easily. He does not plead unless something in the spiritual realm is reaching a breaking point, unless the next few moments hold a shift so powerful that missing it would change the timeline of your blessing. God says even He Himself does not want you to scroll away or skip this, because this is one of those rare divine moments where heaven's message aligns perfectly with your destiny. All 7 archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Jophiel, Chamuel, and Tzadkiel, stand still. They are not moving, not even breathing in their celestial form. They are holding their breath because the next decision you make, the next thought you allow into your heart, the next step you take is about to determine whether a long-delayed blessing finally breaks through or remains trapped in the realm of almost. Heaven has paused. The angels are watching. And God Himself says, "My child, do not ignore this again." There is an alert in the spiritual realm, something heaven has been trying to send to you repeatedly, but every time they tried, you were either distracted, tired, heartbroken, or overwhelmed, so you could not receive it. But God says this time the message is reaching you at the perfect moment. This time you are not reading by accident. This time your soul is ready to recognize what your physical mind could not understand before. This time you are spiritually aligned, and heaven is determined not to let you miss the truth again. God says someone has been working against your peace behind the scenes. Someone whose energy does not match the purity of your heart. Someone who pretends, someone who hides, someone whose intentions are not clean. God has been watching them closely. God has been examining their heart, their thoughts, their motives. And He says the time has come for divine separation. The time has come for the light to expose what the darkness has been trying to bury. The time has come for you to see what your spirit has felt but your eyes could not yet identify. Michael whispers again, softer this time but far more serious. He says, this alert will be erased forever if ignored. Heaven is not threatening you, heaven is warning you. Because sometimes, when God tries to protect someone and they keep missing the signs, the enemy finds a small doorway to slip through. God says this message closes that doorway. It seals a spiritual gate. It locks something demonic out of your destiny. But only if you receive it fully, with an open heart, without doubt, without fear. God says nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. The danger was real. But His protection is greater. What you felt recently, the heaviness, the sudden tiredness, the strange anxiety, the sense that something was off, was not random. It was spiritual. Something was trying to interfere with your blessing, but it has failed. God says it cannot touch you anymore because He has stepped in. Heaven has witnessed your suffering. Heaven has watched you cry silently when no one else was around. Heaven has seen how you carried burdens you had no one to share with. Heaven saw the nights you tried to pray but no words came out. Heaven saw you try to stay strong when your heart was shattered. Heaven saw you smile for people who would have never done the same for you. Heaven saw you forgive people who weren't even sorry. Heaven saw you give love that was never returned. Heaven saw you fight battles that were not fair. And heaven says today is the day something shifts. God says your pain did not go unnoticed. Every tear, every breath, every moment of heartbreak has been collected by Him. Not 1 second of your suffering was wasted. He is taking all of it, all of the unfairness, all of the betrayal, all of the loss, all of the disappointment, and reshaping it into a blessing so large that even your enemies will be forced to admit that God is with you. Michael says you have reached a point in your life where the spiritual realm is moving faster than the physical realm. That is why things around you feel strange. That is why your emotions have been unpredictable. That is why your heart senses something big is coming. Your spirit is ahead of your circumstances because God has already released something for you. The blessing exists already, it is simply waiting to break into your physical life. God says you need to trust Him now more than ever. He says you need to pray, not out of fear, but out of faith. Prayer is not a formality for you right now, it is a weapon. Every word you speak through prayer is like a key unlocking something in heaven. Every time you call God's name, a chain breaks. Every time you whisper God, I trust you, an obstacle falls. God says prayer is the path that brings the blessing closer. Michael says there was a spiritual attack designed to make you stop praying, stop believing, stop hoping, stop expecting, stop moving forward. Because the enemy knows that the moment you give up spiritually, your blessings pause. But God says you didn't give up. Even when you slowed down, even when you felt weak, even when your heart was exhausted, you still held on. That alone is why heaven is intervening now. God says you are entering a season where everything that confused you will begin to make sense. The silence, the waiting, the delays, the disappointments, the heartbreaks, the sudden endings, they were not punishments. They were redirections. God says He removed some people because their presence would have destroyed your destiny. He shifted situations because He knew things you didn't know. He closed doors because your heart was too kind to walk away on your own. God says He protected you even when you didn't realize you were in danger. Now heaven is preparing a moment of restoration for you. God says you are about to see justice for things that broke you. You are about to receive blessings that were delayed for years. You are about to witness breakthroughs that you thought weren't meant for you. You are about to see God reverse situations that were stacked against you. What seemed impossible is becoming possible. What seemed lost is being returned. What seemed broken is being rebuilt. What seemed dead is being resurrected. Michael whispers again, but this time his voice carries strength instead of fear. He says, "You are not alone. Heaven stands with you." And God repeats the same truth, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are surrounded by divine strength. God says He understands that you have been living in survival mode for too long. You have been bracing for disappointment, expecting pain, and preparing for heartbreak because that is what life taught you. But God says that season is over. You are not entering another heartbreak. You are not entering another betrayal. You are not entering another loss. You are entering a season of peace, restoration, and surprises so divine that even you will question how God did it. God says the enemy wanted to distract you, confuse you, and make you believe that your blessing wasn't coming. But heaven says your blessing has already been approved. The archangels are not holding their breath because of danger, they are holding their breath because of the magnitude of what God is about to give you. You are stepping into divine alignment. God says someone important is going to reach out to you, someone with influence, someone whose presence will shift something significant in your life. This is not a coincidence, it is a divine appointment. A connection heaven arranged before you were even born. God says the financial stress, the emotional weight, the mental fatigue, they are lifting. You are going to feel lighter soon. God says, I beg you to listen, my child, because there are moments in your life when heaven does not merely watch you, but leans forward with divine anticipation, holding its breath, waiting for the choice you are about to make. This is one of those moments. Archangel Michael whispers with a trembling voice, even God himself doesn't want you to skip this. All 7 archangels are holding their breath. If you ignore it, this important alert will be erased forever. Open it before it's too late. And as these words echo in the spiritual atmosphere around you, heaven moves closer, surrounding you with warmth, protection, and a presence that does not come from this world. You are safe. You are held. Nothing will go wrong with you. God stands closer than your own heartbeat, watching you, guiding you, promising you that as long as you trust Him and pray, every storm that tried to rise against you will collapse under your feet. My child, there is something God has been trying to show you for a long time, but distractions, pain, and the noise of the world drowned out His voice. But today, there is no noise. There is only a divine spotlight shining directly onto your soul, calling you, urging you, pulling you gently but firmly toward a truth you were meant to see. God says, my child, I do not beg easily, but today I am begging you, don't ignore this message. I placed it in your path with intention. I allowed the angels to whisper it into your spirit. I allowed your heart to feel a sudden pull, a sudden curiosity, a sudden urgency. That is not an accident. It is heaven's final attempt to reach you before something unfolds in your life that requires your awareness. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, his wings slightly trembling, not from fear but from the weight of the mission he carries. He has been battling spiritual storms on your behalf. He has been pushing away unseen forces that tried to cloud your path. He has been guarding your heart through nights when you felt alone. He has been preparing you for a shift that is about to break open in your life. And now, He kneels next to you with a rare softness in His eyes and says, please, listen. Everything is aligning. Everything is changing. You must not walk away from this message. There is a divine urgency surrounding you, an urgency not of danger, but of destiny. God is moving things in your life in ways you cannot yet see. He is shifting people, shaking environments, removing what is harmful, lifting what is heavy, exposing what is hidden, and preparing what is meant for you. And in the heavenly realms, your name has been spoken repeatedly. You have been discussed with tenderness. Your future has been laid out like a glowing blueprint. And the angels have been assigned specifically to make sure you do not miss what God has stored for you. God says, "My child, you have cried alone for too long. You have carried burdens silently. You have wondered if I hear you, if I see you, if I still walk with you. I am telling you now, I was with you in every moment you thought you were abandoned. I was holding you when no one else knew how to comfort you. I was fighting battles in the unseen realm even when you felt weak in the physical world. Nothing touched you without going through me first. Nothing was allowed to break you completely. Nothing was permitted to destroy you. You survived because I needed you alive for what comes next. You have reached a moment that has been written into your destiny long before you were born. Heaven is alert right now, not in fear, but in anticipation. Something is aligning for you. Something is approaching you. Something is being revealed to you. And God needs you present. He needs you focused. He needs you spiritually awake. Because the shift that is coming requires your faith to stand like an anchor. Archangel Michael whispers again, "You do not understand how close you are to a breakthrough. You do not realize how many enemies thought you would never make it this far. You do not know how many times heaven intervened to protect your future." The reason this message feels different is because it is different. His voice grows firmer with each word. If you ignore it, something meant for you will pass by without your awareness. If you listen, everything you prayed for will begin to move toward you. God says, "You are safe with me." This is not a warning of danger, it is an announcement of destiny. But destiny requires you to be awake. It requires you to hear me. And right now, heaven is asking for your attention. There is a reason you feel a strange stirring inside. A reason your heart feels a pull. A reason your spirit feels alert. It is because the spiritual world around you is shifting. Angels are repositioning themselves. Energies are adjusting. The path you walk is becoming illuminated in ways you cannot imagine. What was once dark, confusing, or painful is now being reshaped into clarity, strength, and divine favor. God has seen every moment you were misunderstood. He has seen the nights you cried silently because you didn't want anyone to worry about you. He has seen the betrayals, the disappointments, the closed doors, the losses that left wounds inside you. He has seen your efforts, your loyalty, your kindness, your sacrifices. And heaven has decided it is time for restoration. Not the kind that merely patches wounds, but the kind that rewrites your story entirely. God says, "I am bringing peace into your life. I am bringing clarity where there was confusion. I am bringing connections where you felt isolated. I am bringing opportunities where you experienced lack. And none of this is accidental. None of this is random. It is intentional, divine, and perfectly timed. The angels around you are not silent. They are whispering blessings, protection, and guidance. They are releasing messages into your spirit, messages that tell you to trust, to hold on, to keep your faith strong. Michael himself stands with his sword lowered, a sign that the season of constant battle is coming to an end. You are stepping into a season of grace, ease, and supernatural favor, but God says, you must trust me completely. You must release the fear that tells you things will go wrong. Fear is a liar. Faith is your truth. As long as you walk with me, nothing will go wrong with you. You may face challenges, but you will overcome every one of them. You may encounter setbacks, but I will turn each one into a stepping stone. You may feel moments of uncertainty, but I will hold your hand through each one. You are not alone, not yesterday, not today, not ever. You are entering a new chapter. A divine chapter. A chapter where what once hurt you will no longer have power over you. A chapter where God brings you the answers you were seeking. A chapter where delays turn into breakthroughs. A chapter where confusion turns into clarity. A chapter where anxiety dissolves into peace. A chapter where angels walk beside you in ways you will feel more clearly than ever before. Michael says softly, your spirit has been tired for too long. You have been fighting battles without rest. Heaven is giving you rest now. Heaven is giving you peace. Heaven is giving you a breakthrough. But he adds with urgency, you must stay connected to this message. You must let it reach the deepest part of your soul. Because God is speaking directly to you. God continues, my child, you have no idea how valuable you are to me. You have no idea how much heaven watches over you. You have no idea how special your spirit is. You may have felt unseen by people, but you have never been unseen by me. I have counted every tear you cried. I have collected your pain and turned it into strength. I have walked beside you through storms, carrying you when your own strength failed. And now, I am preparing to lift you higher than you have ever been. There is a breakthrough that has been delayed for years. A blessing that was blocked by circumstances, by people, by spiritual forces that did not want to see you rise. But heaven declares that the blockage is broken. The delay is over. The path is clear. The blessing is coming, you will feel it soon. You will sense a shift. You will notice unusual signs, unexpected messages, sudden openings. You will feel a peace that didn't come from yourself. You will feel a strength that feels supernatural. God says, I am with you. I will not let anything go wrong. Trust me, pray to me, and watch how I turn everything in your favor. Michael adds, please do not ignore this. Please do not turn away. Heaven brought this message to you because you are stepping into something sacred. God says, I beg you, not from weakness but from love, stay close to me. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your divine turning point. And now heaven waits. Not in fear, but in expectation. The angels are watching with hope. Michael stands ready to guide you. And God extends His hand toward you, inviting you into a season of miracles, protection, and unshakable peace. You are safe. You are chosen. You are blessed. And the message you just read is heaven's confirmation that something extraordinary has already begun for you. God says that there are moments in your life when heaven bends so close to you that the air around you changes, and today is one of those moments. God says, "I beg you, my child, I never beg, but today I speak to you with a trembling voice because there is something you must not ignore, not now, not this time." And as those words echo through the realms, Archangel Michael leans in closer, whispering with a voice that shakes the atmosphere, "Even God Himself doesn't want you to skip this." All 7 archangels are holding their breath, waiting for you to listen before this message is erased forever. The urgency is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to awaken something inside you that has been silent for too long. Heaven has been watching your steps, your pain, your confusion, the battles you never chose but faced anyway. And today, they have gathered around you with a message that cannot wait, a message that must enter your heart before anything else distracts you or pulls you away. Michael says that you don't understand yet how close you are to a breakthrough. You see the struggle, but heaven sees the doorway. You see the delays, but heaven sees the divine timing. You see the pain, but heaven sees the preparation. Every moment you thought was wasted has been woven into something you are about to receive. But in order for it to unfold, heaven needs your attention for these next moments. God says that you are safe with Him, that nothing will go wrong with you, and that every breath you take is watched over by His love. You just need to trust Him and pray with the confidence that He hears you before you even speak. You are not alone in anything that is happening around you. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not left behind. You are being lifted, slowly but powerfully, into a season that is going to shift everything around you. Michael whispers again, "This message will disappear if ignored." And he means it, not because heaven is punishing you, but because what is being revealed is time-sensitive in the spiritual realm. There are blessings coming toward you right now that must meet your faith, not your fear. God says that something was scheduled to reach you, and the timing of heaven is aligning like never before. Angels have been positioned around your home, your steps, your decisions, your emotional state, your sleep, your waking moments, and even the thoughts that tried to convince you that you are powerless. God says you are not powerless, you are chosen, and this moment proves it because heaven does not make announcements without purpose. Heaven does not call your name without a reason. Heaven does not send Michael unless something significant is about to shift. God says there is something you have been carrying inside you, a worry, a weight, a fear, a question, a moment where your heart felt like it couldn't hold on anymore. Maybe you haven't said it out loud, but heaven heard it. Heaven felt the exact second your spirit whispered, "God, I don't know what to do anymore." That one whisper activated all 7 archangels, and they stepped toward you like guardians ready to fight on your behalf. You may not have seen it, but in the invisible realm, they lifted their swords against everything sent to break you. They surrounded you so tightly that no darkness could reach you. They shielded you from attacks you didn't even know were coming. God says, I protected you before you even realized you needed protection. I made a wall around you that the enemy could not cross. But now, heaven says you must know something. There is an important alert that was meant specifically for you, and it is so crucial that all 7 archangels stopped everything they were doing to be here with you, in this exact moment. Michael is standing beside you, intensely, quietly, urgently, whispering with a tone that is almost emotional, please don't skip this, please don't ignore this. It will be erased if you do. It was written for you, and only you. God says this message contains an answer you have been waiting for. It contains direction, reassurance, and restoration. It contains peace for your mind and strength for your spirit. It contains heavenly truth that will break the lies that tried to destroy your confidence. God says that lately there have been forces trying to convince you that your prayers don't matter, that your voice is unheard, that your life is stuck, that nothing is improving. But heaven is telling you the truth now, your prayers shook the heavens. Your tears were taken to the throne. Your silence was understood. God says He watched you endure storms that would have crushed others. He watched you carry burdens with a strength you didn't even know you had. He watched you hold on to hope when everything around you said to give up. And because of that, heaven has released a shift in your direction. Your name was spoken in a heavenly meeting, and your situation is being transformed right now. Even as you read these words, Michael says that someone tried to delay something that belongs to you. Someone tried to block your progress spiritually or emotionally. Someone tried to interfere with what God planned for your future. But they failed. Heaven has overridden every human intention that tried to mislead you or discourage you. God says, what I planned for you cannot be taken by anyone. What I promised you cannot be stolen. What I spoke over your life cannot be cancelled. You may have felt stuck, but heaven says you are not stuck, you are being positioned. You may have felt delayed, but heaven says you are being refined. You may have felt ignored, but heaven says you are being shaped. You may have felt abandoned, but heaven says you are being elevated. Every moment of confusion was simply preparing you for clarity. Every moment of heaviness was preparing you for strength. Every moment of questioning was preparing you for revelation. God says He is with you in ways you don't even see. He is protecting you in ways you don't understand. He is guiding you in ways you haven't recognized yet. He is making things happen behind the scenes. There are people you haven't met yet who are going to help you. There are opportunities that haven't shown up yet but are coming. There are breakthroughs forming in silence that are about to show themselves loudly. God says that if you knew what He was preparing, You would not doubt for even a second. The miracle you asked for is not denied, it is developing. Your blessing is not cancelled, it is nearing completion. Your victory is not delayed, it is being perfected so that when it arrives, it changes everything for you. Michael whispers again with urgency, listen, please. Heaven is trying to reach you today. Don't walk away from this message. Don't let it fade. He says that your future is shifting in an extraordinary way. Your steps will be guided more clearly. Your decisions will be protected. Your heart will be strengthened. Your fear will lose its power. Your faith will rise like fire. You are stepping into a season where God is removing what hurts you, exposing what confuses you, and revealing what blesses you. And the angels are not only watching, they are participating. God says that one thing in your life is about to be resolved, something that has been bothering you for a long time. It's something that kept you awake at night, something that took your peace, something that worried your spirit. Heaven is taking control of it now. God says, trust me. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are covered. You don't have to fear the future.